This video is going to address assignments A0 and assignments A1 to some degree. Some folks have been having a little bit trouble dealing with file transfer protocol, that is FTP clients and that kind of stuff, and they've been having a little trouble with regard to cascading style sheets, directory structures, and those kinds of things. So I thought I would take a moment just to refresh your memory on those and see if I can't somehow get past the first 2 or 3 minutes of the video. I've been having a challenging time with technical difficulties and interruptions. So who knows, maybe I'll be able to pull it off this time. Okay, let's go first of all to assignment A0. I'm in Canvas here. I've already gone to the modules. That's what comes up automatically. So if you just click on A0, it gives you your assignment, which many of you have done. All right, that is, you went to the discussion section and you introduced yourself. You went to dbrodersen.com and you read the syllabus. You've determined what editor you're going to use and get it onto your system. Some of you probably don't know what a text editor is. Okay, I've had a couple of questions that have suggested that you might not know. So let me just describe very quickly what a text editor is. We have word processors such as Microsoft Word that allow us to make documents. Those documents include cool formatting such as bold and italics and underline and all of that stuff, and cool controls and organizing our document and getting margins happening and all that kind of stuff. Well, a text editor doesn't have any of that stuff. The only thing a text editor does is handle characters. That's it. And it stores the characters as characters. Period. There is nothing more than that, because you see, when you're writing a program or you're writing, coding web pages or whatever, the software that interprets the things that you're writing, it doesn't like seeing bold or italics or any of that kind of stuff unless you want the output to have bold or italics when you're prompting users or whatever with regard to your software. If the job of your software is to put out this is a cool web page, all bold and all italic, then yes, of course it would be able to handle that, but it handles it in a much different way than you would expect. In truth, text editors are just pure text. That's all there is to it. Now, one text editor that is kind of convenient to use is called Text Wrangler, and the reason that it's convenient is because it's available for both the Macintosh and the PC. If you haven't noticed already, I'm doing my work on a Mac, so there's going to be a little bit of differences in the presentation, but the actual functionality, the things that have to be done, and the logic remain exactly the same between the two platforms. Okay, so it says here download an FTP client such as CyberDuck. So that's what I did. I downloaded CyberDuck, so let me launch it. It looks like it's going to put the window outside of my view here. So let's move this out of the way and let's take the new window from CyberDuck and let's put it up here. Okay? And it's given me some optional bookmarks. Well, rather than type in dbrodersen.com up here under Quick Connect all the time, I'm just going to create a bookmark. So I'll pick on that. Pops up a window and it's asking for a nickname. I'm going to just use my username. And since I'm here, I'll copy it so I don't have to type it a second time. The server is dbrodersen, like so. And the username is going to be exactly what I typed a second ago. And you'll notice that all of that information automatically appeared down here. Okay? So that means that I don't have to worry about saving it, because it did save it, and that's one of the reasons that you don't even see a save button. So I'll click that and put that away, and now just double click it, and probably what's going to happen is it's going to go straight into the site, and it did. And the reason that it went straight there and didn't ask me for a password is because I already tested this to make sure that it would work. Okay, and it saved the password automatically for me because I asked it to. In your case, a window is going to pop up for your credentials, and it's going to ask for the password, and you can give it the option of whether or not to save that password for later use. All right, I didn't save it, so here we are. Now let's go back to this assignment. We'll take a quick peek at it. It says here replace the index.php file with your own index.html. Now previously it didn't say or index.html. It only said index.php, which is very confusing, I admit. Sorry about that, you guys. I had forgot that I had created an index.html file, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on there. Okay? So, just out of curiosity, if I launch Chrome right now, I go into dbroderson.com/students, and I get this list. And if I click on me, let's see what it gives me. Great. What it did was, you'll notice it didn't go to index.html, or at least it didn't seem to. Where it went to was this place called cwd.php. This is a neat little program on the server side. I'm executing code literally on the server itself that serves up this information. It says that the current working directory is Broderson, and then it's giving an instruction. Replace the index file with your own index content per assignment instructions. The index page must be in HTML. Alright, so it's giving us a little assignment right there. That's pretty cool. So let me close that down because I don't need to look at that anymore. Maybe. There we go. Move this out of the way. I would like very much to see what's going on. Why did it go here instead of here? Because on web pages, you learned in CIT151 that the start web page is index.html. But obviously it didn't go there, or it didn't seem to. Well, in order to be able to explore that, we need to get the file. And if we're going to get the file, we need to go ahead and organize things. So what I'm going to do is I'll come over here, I'm going to make a new folder. And that new folder, I'm going to call it CIT152. And that there is going to be the home region, or the home location for my web pages. I'm going to put this on down here so we can see it a little bit easier and resize it so it's a little easier to work with. I am going to grab these two files, just like so, and I'll just drag them over like this. So now we see lots of FTP activity. Close this down. I now own the files. Now what I'll do is I will right click on index.html, and on the Mac it's open with, and I think you have a similar thing on the PC. Open the file up with your text editor, whatever you happen to be using. If it's Notepad++, great. If it's just plain old Notepad, that's fine too. Whatever you want to use, alright? So I'll open it up with that, and it's letting me see some interesting stuff. Obviously, this is an HTML document. This makes sense except for this part right here. I have to ask the question, let's get rid of this here, I don't need that now. I have to ask the question, why didn't I see this, right? This page is attempting to redirect to a page that will display the name of the directory holding these files. I didn't see this information. Here's why. Right here, I have a thing that is called a meta tag. And this meta tag's job was simply to say, browser, I would really like you to refresh what you're looking at. And we've done that. We've gone up to, grab our little handy dandy browser. We've gone over here and we've clicked the refresh button, and it's gone ahead and repopulated the web page, right? Well, we're doing the same thing, except for now at the same time we are telling it that you're really not on index.html. You're in a place called cwd.php. That's where you're really at. So instead of refreshing it with index.html like it originally was at, it went over to cwd, which is current working directory.php, which is a neat little server-side program that I wrote that would display the directory information so that you knew the day that you got into this class that there was a certain directory that you would be working in. Okay? What would happen if I get rid of this? Well, now there is a question. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out of there, and we'll put it here. Okay, so I've now commented out this page. I'll close this and I will save the results, and I'm going to grab a hold of this and I'm going to pull it over to here, and it's asking me, should I overwrite this file? And I'll just say continue, which is the same thing as saying yes. So now it has overwritten the file. So if I come over here then to Chrome and I fire off Chrome, okay, right there, does it look like it changed anything?